Hello everyone, welcome to this week's Astrology News Report, an alternate view of world events as seen through the lens of Vedic astrology, presented by yours truly, Ron Berger. Today is January 30th, 2022. In this report, we'll take a look at what's coming up in the zodiac for February 2022. But before we begin, a note to all viewers. The weekly videos on this channel are available to people who donate to the channel. You are watching the once-a-month free public video. If you would like to have access to the upcoming month's weekly reports, stick around for the link at the end of this video to make your donation. Thanks. Mercury Retrograde will end on Thursday, February 3rd. Mercury has been retrograde since January 14th. Over the next couple of weeks, the planet of communications, reason, making decisions, and so on will slowly return to normal forward motion, and its significations will also return to normal. Well, maybe, but not quite. Mercury ends its retrograde period at the very beginning of sidereal Capricorn, right where Pluto is lurking. As it slowly returns to normal forward motion, Mercury has to combine with Pluto. The exact conjunction won't be until February 11th. In other words, there will be a prolonged conjunction of Mercury and Pluto during the first half of February. The planet of making decisions will be conjunct the planet of mass events. In other words, there will likely be a very consequential decision, or more than one. On another level, since Mercury is communications and the media, and Pluto, at its worst, can be depraved and toxic, we could get some really nasty media reports. After Mercury gets away from Pluto, it heads towards Saturn. The exact conjunction won't be until March, but we will notice the effects of Mercury with Saturn starting in the middle of February. This is not necessarily a bad thing. Saturn is the reality check planet, and when combined with Mercury, planet of rational thinking and making decisions, it will help to bring everyone down to earth. Note that in the USA astrology chart, this combination of Mercury and Saturn occurs in the chart's second house. For a country, the second house represents the nation's finances, its currency, and the buying power of the people. So, since Mercury is the planet of transactions, it's likely we'll be seeing even more of a reality check in that department as we proceed into late February. In other words, the inflation problem. Venus ended its 6 weeks long retrograde period on January 29th. The significations of the planet of romance, compromise, agreement, guidance, and finance will slowly get back to normal as the planet returns to forward motion over the next few weeks. But Venus has another problem to deal with: Mars. While Venus was retrograde, Mars got a chance to catch up to Venus in the zodiac. During early February, while Venus is slowly getting back up to normal speed, Mars reaches and overtakes Venus. The two planets will be less than a degree from each other for most of the month. The exact conjunction happens February 16th at 22 degrees sidereal Sagittarius. Mars is the stronger of the two planets. Mars is the planet of force, aggression, combat, fast results. Venus is softer than Mars. It's the planet of love, harmony, agreement, pleasures, sociability. Mars combined with Venus puts the two gender planets together, resulting in a lot of heat, passion, excitement, and drama. But Venus comes out on the short end of the stick. The aggression of Mars overwhelms Venus. This means that Venus significations are likely to suffer during February. People will be less willing to compromise and come to agreement. Or we could get forced agreement. Venus represents the financial sector, which will continue to experience a lot of volatility. This combination is happening in sidereal Sagittarius, which puts it in the first house of the USA chart. That means that during February, there will be a lot of passion and drama infecting the country's conversation. Mars and Venus stay conjunct for several weeks. At the end of the month, while still conjunct, Mars and Venus change signs, leaving sidereal Sagittarius and entering sidereal Capricorn. By doing so, the two planets come into contact with Pluto. This three-planet conjunction, which continues into early March, will provide even more energy for dramatic events. I'll be doing a full report on that in a couple of weeks. February 1st is the date of the new moon in China. It will be the night of January 31st in the USA. This marks the beginning of the Chinese Lunar New Year. The Chinese astrology, different from Vedic astrology, has got animal years, and this will be the year of the tiger. Tigers are known for bravery, confidence, and spontaneity. The tiger is also determined, opinionated, stealthy, and stubborn. In Vedic astrology, this new moon is notable because of the near-exact conjunction with Saturn, the reality check planet. So this seems to be suggesting a rather sober month, having to deal with realities. We might infer that this Saturn influence extends to the coming lunar year as well. In the Hindu calendar, this new moon marks the beginning of the lunar month Magha, named for the nakshatra, the lunar sign, of the full moon, which will be on February 16th. Note that Magha is in Leo, the sign of the lion. So, we have the Chinese Year of the Tiger and the Vedic month of the lion, marked by the same new moon. There's another planetary pattern worth noting that forms in the zodiac at the end of January and lasts into February: Kala Sarpa Yoga. This configuration happens when all the planets wind up on one side of the Rahu-Ketu axis. Rahu and Ketu are the eclipse points, the intersections of the path of the moon and the path of the sun, as seen from the Earth. This is a rather unusual formation of planets. Basically, it's an indication of an imbalance. In other words, all planets on one side of the zodiac with nothing compensating on the other side. The fact that the planets are corralled behind the Rahu-Ketu axis indicates that the energy is being held back by some kind of strong karma. This yoga is more normally employed in the analysis of natal charts. A person with a natal chart that has Kala Sarpa Yoga in it lives in obscurity for most of their life, then comes to prominence at some point, and then fades back into obscurity. The example here is George W. Bush. Although technically he's almost got a Kala Sarpa since Uranus falls outside of the boundary by 1 degree. Anyway, the gist of it is that the end of January and first week of February, the planetary pattern is extreme and therefore undependable for getting things accomplished. Kala Sarpa will end on February 8th when the moon transits into the same sign as Rahu. Okay, so there's a brief look at planetary patterns for February 2022. And here's a description of what's coming up in February's videos. February 6th, an analysis of Mercury's transit in Capricorn. February 13th, details of the prolonged conjunction of Venus and Mars. February 20th, an analysis of Saturn as the kingmaker planet for 3 months. And February 27th, a preview of planetary patterns for March 2022. You'll not want to miss out on all these great upcoming videos, so if you would like to have access to the next weekly reports, donate $20 by clicking on or touching the donation card you see at the end of this video, which will take you to the donation page. And if $20 for a month is too much for you, you can donate $10. The link to each week's report will be sent to you via your email. Here's the link. Just click or touch the card, which will take you to the donation page. If the card does not appear or doesn't work, you can find the link in the comments section below. Thank you, and until next week.